Sunny and Busy, you guys had like 9 lives on the
Hi
Amazing Race.
guys.
You kept
Yeah.
surviving, but you ran out last night. So, what was it like watching the episode, first of all?
I
I
couldn't watch the whole thing. I still haven't watched it all.
I
It
have
was
a little
it
bit
was
of
hard.
I have a little bit of PTSD from the word plaza. So
Plaza, yeah.
You said that a
That's
lot.
stinking plaza. It's not a plaza. Ugh.
I'm like, it was rough. But we are coming back for an all-star season, so be prepared.
We're really excited that we're dubbed the comeback kids, and how strong we were on
Yeah,
all of our tasks when we actually had something to do. And then we're just gonna practice some navigation and get better at life and see where it takes us. Hopefully in the right
yeah,
direction.
yeah.
I like what you did there.
That's a good one, Sonny.
I mean, it was really like the navigation was your downfall this leg because you were fine at the tasks, like you usually are. So, do you know how far behind you were in the end?
Busy things like an
I'm
hour. I
thinking
think like
probably
maybe half hour to 45 minutes. Yeah. It was a ways. We
it
weren't
was a
coming
way,
back.
but I do think if we would have got third place episode before, I feel like we would have finished this race.
It
If
would
we
have
ran the
If we would
compensated for
exact
have
same
the
race.
beaten
the
that
time you got
alliance
lost.
out of the gate, if we would have
Yes,
beaten the alliance out of
leaving
the
it at
gate, we would have been able to pass them for sure.
Mhm. So what went wrong with the navigation? Because you guys were lost from the start.
Busy grew
We
up in a
don't
time
speak
where
Spanish.
navigation wasn't important.
I never like I'm a millennial. I've barely looked at a map. When you get a fire call, they give you an address and it pops up on your screen. Like
When
it's
you click
it
get route.
mapping. Yeah, like mapping wasn't a thing for me. Like I did try. I tried before the race, but and not harder. And I will be taking a
Honestly, we would
navigation
have,
course
if we had to
for
do it
the
again,
All-Star season.
looking back retrospectively, we would have switched positions. We thought that there was going to be a lot more manual driving, and I can drive a manual and she can't. And so that's what we were banking on, was that kind of dynamic. And then that it really only happened in one or two places. And I think we could have gotten a lot further using that tactic,
Mhm.
but that's okay.
I feel like we only really got I mean, we got lost a lot, but the really bad ones were episode one and the last episode.
Yeah.
Um,
And we didn't get lost any more than any other team, and which is how we were able to
right,
come back.
exactly.
And then Rod and Leticia were honestly that bad of drivers and navigators as well, but then they stuck with Danny, and that's
Yeah,
how
they
they were
followed
able,
Danny.
they folled Danny.
A lot of people follow
I
Danny.
can't navigate either.
Yeah.
Well, how like frequently did you ask for directions on this leg? Because
A
it
lot.
yeah. And then wasn't helpful or
Well, so we were in the area because it kept getting us closer and closer, but we probably passed this little bistro that they call a plaza maybe 25 times. So we were in the area, and we were like en la, and the Spanish, that was kind of a deterrent, or we couldn't figure that part out. And um they were like in the port, in La Puerte. We're trying to figure out like how could this mean? How could this be interpreted? We were right next to it the entire time. And we passed by, and the clue box was just set in like behind the little fountain that
Mhm.
that they call a plaza.
So
So
to
yeah,
answer
that was a struggle.
there were two things. First of all, the words on the clue were not what locals call this area, and they were not what was listed on the map for this area. And so the language, and then point two is the language barrier. So you're asking for something that's not the official local
That they
name
don't
for
understand.
they don't
They're
understand.
like,
So,
we
and
don't know.
then we're trying to speak Spanish and we're using these words that are written on the clue. So there's two hits against us already. And then so it's kind of like, okay, and we already understand that this isn't a plaza that we think.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, I feel like Spanish speaking really didn't help. And in any other country or any other like non-Spanish speaking country, we would have been at the top of the
Level.
pack.
We would have been level on the playing field for sure with everybody else. But the teams that spoke Spanish were fluent in it were the teams that are still in it.
Yeah, they definitely
But
had a leg up.
we could out detour, we could out detour and out roadblock these teams at the top if we spoke the local language.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I was when I talked to Michelle and Sean, they were like the firefighters are just better at the hard tasks because she thinks you deal with like way worse in real life. So you're just like good at like the hard stuff. Like you guys were the only ones who did the ribbon detour and you were better at the dancing than the riddle. Like all your
Yeah.
guesses were hilarious. Like so did you feel that same way too? Like you were better at like stuff that might be, quote more difficult on the race?
Yeah, we knew that we had an advantage physically. And I just think with Sunny's background being a mechanic, and honestly, I devote a lot of my strengths on this race to putting together toys for my
And
children.
being moms,
Like,
you have like every job. You're the jack of all trades.
yeah, and like putting a Lego set together or even unwrapping a baby doll. There's twisty tie you have to get there, you have to unscrew it, then put the batteries in, that's all from being a mom. That has nothing to do with being a firefighter. And I feel like just those everyday tasks helped us on the race. And we
But Busy,
dominated.
all those other people are moms too and parents too. And so yeah, we do
Yeah,
have this.
but
We knew we were naturally, we didn't really learn a whole lot before. We're like, okay, these are what our strengths are. And, we attempted some things like flags because neither one of us are good with flags. And, we brushed up on countries and stuff like that. But we had no idea it would be all Spanish speaking. We had no idea that, you can train for whatever and then they're not at all
They're
any
not
of those
there. Yeah.
puzzles, or you just never know what you're going to get. And that's what we found was like, watching all the tapes, what are we going to actually try to get? They've never repeated something completely that wasn't just physical, like that huge slide. They've done stuff like that, which is more, we were really, really hoping for the thrill seeker type of things because we knew people would not do
oh yeah,
that. And we're
jump
like, we
off
could do
this,
that.
jump off this. I'll be like, okay, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some things that were like up your alley, like the welding, the percussion, and then use like your landscaping knowledge for that
Yeah.
roadblock. So you guys like do have weird skills, so they did come in handy.
Yeah, yeah, good.
What other
Yeah.
weird skill do you think you have that like could have been on the race?
I mean, Sunny and I are great at braiding.
Mm. I mean
I feel
that
like
could
we
have
were
been a
fully
detour
expecting
somewhere,
like
yeah.
a sewing, some kind of design. Physically, like we knew that we would be more physically upper body strength capable of, I was kind of hoping for like a river raft where you had to tie knots, some kind of knot thing.
Yeah.
But our skills are like more advanced than even this. And I was like, man, these puzzles are, anybody
I
could
mean,
do these.
the
Is
whole
that, do
thing
you
with
think that's
that.
what happened with the riddle? Like you overthought it?
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Okay, so we locked ourselves into thinking we thought it was like a memory puzzle where you had to memorize these things and then put them in the right order at a different location. So we started trying to memorize these things, and how are we going to do that? We're going to do that with a story. And so we started saying a story, and that's what you guys saw was this is
The
them
mama
putting
raising the
together a
baby right on the
storyline
speaker.
to remember it to take it somewhere else. We neither one of us knew, like
What type of
apparently it said
puzzle
it on
this
the
was.
clue what a rebus puzzle was, but we had never heard of that. If they had said Sudoku, I would got it, but they did not. I didn't know what a
I mean,
rebus
I
puzzle
I
was.
enjoyed all of your guesses. They were
Oh my
Oh,
god, it was
yeah.
the funniest episode. Looking like retrospectively, out of all the seasons I've watched, that was like in top two my favorite
Yeah,
episodes.
that was
because
so
like
good.
every guess was like progressively further from the actual answer.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like those who
Exactly.
wander are not lost. It's
Oh,
great.
I just
yeah.
love it. And they named the episode that. They named the episode that. And then just to dominate and come back, it felt so good.
You had so
To
many
Yeah.
comebacks. That's why it was like, they ran out this time.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it was great. It was great. And we're coming back again. We're the comeback kids.
Need to go
We're
to
gonna
non-Spanish speaking countries. So
yeah, we
Yes.
will. We will. We have to.
You've
We have to.
exhausted all the Spanish speaking this time.
Yeah.
Well, lastly, was there anything we didn't see in any of the episodes that you wish made the cut?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of our humor got through, but it was constant laughs. Like Sunny has terrible IBS, and so she was farting the whole time in the car. And I'm shocked. I am shocked that they didn't show any of her farting. Like even the camera guys started like laughing. Like we had so much fun.
That would have made a great montage. I mean, we have 90-minute episodes.
Exactly, exactly. So I wish Sunny's gas made an appearance, but
Well, I
they
think the
saved you in
unfortunate part
editing.
is that that's what made us laugh all day long. Was just
Loud,
I'd be
obnoxious.
running and just let one out. I'm like, I can't hold it in, and it's race time. I'm not gonna do it.
And the camera guys are behind you. Great.
Yes, yes, yes. They're
And the
We'll
audio
get the
guy,
farting
they were
montage
laughing
next
hard.
season on All Stars. So
exactly.
Yeah. Well, one thing I wish that was on there was we thought Bizzy was going to be skateboarding, and she ended up having to put together the skateboard, and I was like, oh man, this is where she's not going to get this. I was like, not
tossing me under the
supportive
bus.
at all. I was dogging her hard from the sidelines. I'm like, you're not going to get this. Just quit while you're ahead. Oh man, I might as well
Let's take
take
the
a
penalty. Let's take the penalty.
Yeah, take the penalty now, Bizzy. Think about it.
surprise.
I crushed it.
You passed the cousins. So
Yes.
yeah. Well, it was great speaking with you guys. I'm gonna miss watching you on the show. But All Stars, let's go.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Thanks for having us, Joyce.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate all your time.
Have a good one.
You too.